Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on three girl bossy movies. The first one's called Bad Fish. The second one's called Monster Beast. And the third one is a remake of The Day of the Jackal. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 15 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Thanks to all who came out to the South County Library. Tomorrow I will be, where am I going? Oh, the Manchester Library in Manchester, New Jersey for my, I believe it's 7 o'clock? 7 o'clock talk? Yep, 7 o'clock talk on how to hunt the Jersey Devil. See you there. Okay, so Bad Fish is... well, I'll just tell you, it's about mermaids. Only they're not nice mermaids. They shape change, but they eat people. They come on board land and they eat people. So there's the mermaid there, and they can shapeshift. So they turn into women, but then they also turn into monsters that eat people. And they also mate with them. So it reminds me of the old 70s monster movies, quite frankly. It's a bit low budget, a bit clunky in its delivery, but okay, maybe. I could maybe see this. I think there's a little tongue-in-cheek thing going on here, but I'm not quite sure. It should have been funny because it is a bit of a ridiculous premise. So, first act, some body parts wash up. There's a police investigation. Second act, there's the mermaids are running around and people are trying to figure out what's going on. By about halfway through the second act, they do, and then they're trying to beat the mermaids, but they're very powerful. They get one of the guys on his boat while he's asleep. It's pretty gruesome. And then the third act, they somehow beat them back. I think there's even a moment where they sacrifice a dude, like they drug him and tie him to a chair or something. So yeah. Here's the synopsis. When a marine biologist investigates mysterious deadly attacks on fishermen in Oregon coastal town, he discovers the culprit is a mermaid who must find a mate to breed with before returning to the sea. Oh, okay, so there's only one mermaid. Okay, that didn't sound too bad. Would I watch it? The trailer is a bit clunky, but I would maybe give it a chance. It strikes me as sort of a B-level movie. Maybe if it was on streaming. Next up is Monster Beast, otherwise known as Evil Bad Thing. This redundant monster movie, I think, is about the Wendigo or werewolves or a combination of the two. A group of people go out into the woods, and one by one they're murdered by the beast. There's a moment when they go into caves and see stuff written on the wall, how they beat them. But don't worry, a plucky young woman is the only survivor. It appears to me. Not exactly sure why they picked her. There's really nothing here about the characters or whatever. The effects look about as good as Bad Fish, only it's darker. So you could sell bad effects a little bit better in the dark. So pretty standard movie. Pretty standard monster movie. First act, they go into the woods to hunt the damn thing. Or for some other reason. They start to get the idea there's a monster in the woods. Second act, they're hunted. They hunt it. They discover more and more about the creature. Third act, the girl boss wins. Let's see. No write-up. Let's try the write-up here. Monster Beast is a terrible name, though. I suspect it's a foreign movie, and that's why it has such a redundant name. It's not even on here. Not even in this. Monster Beast not on the... Oh, Monster Beach. Monster Beneath Us, but no Monster Beast for some reason. Not sure why. So maybe it's brand new. Monster Beast. Oh, that's from 2001. Yeah, so I'm not seeing much on this movie. It looks okay. This one doesn't look as interesting as the Mermaid movie, but it looks fine. I don't like movies that are dark. I'd rather see the terrible costume than not. Um, making it dark isn't really selling me. It just makes the movie hard to see. But seems okay. And finally, a remake of Day of the Jackal. This is a series or mini series on Peacock, and it's something you shouldn't have remade because the original is a classic. And of course, the girl boss will be a woman of color who beats the jackal and hunts him down. I'm just gonna say it. I do not believe the female lead at all. Doesn't seem believable. She seems like she's sort of half checked out when the jackal's running. The jackal's pretty solid. It's a guy from Fantastic Beast. He seems like he's gonna win in this movie. She seems like in way over her head. Just doesn't have any intensity, despite trying. It's Eddie Main. And I couldn't even pronounce the woman's name. She looks half asleep. You need somebody with an intensity to play this sort of role. She's on the verge of losing her career, but she's going after the jackal. She doesn't seem like she's on the verge of anything other than I don't know, taking a nap. So no, bad casting. I just don't believe it. All right. So what's Day of the Jackal? It's about a terrorist who's supposed to assassinate Charles de Gaulle, who used to be the leader of France back in the 60s. Maybe they updated it. Doesn't really matter. It's kind of a dumb time to remake Day of the Jackal, especially since it's a classic. But knock yourself out, Peacock. Anyhow, this is on the bottom. Absolutely. Number 3. Easy choice. Day of the Jackal is a classic. You shouldn't remake it. I hate remakes, reboots, whatever you want to call it. And this one, doesn't look great. Ursula Corbero is her name. Second would be Monster Beast, mostly because of its name. It's a terrible name, Monster Beast. You definitely don't put those 2 words in a title. No. Other than that, it looks like a pretty cut and paste horror movie. And number 1, again by a long sea mile, is Bad Fish. I think it's supposed to be a tongue-in-cheek movie. I think back in the day they would have made it a comedy. I think it should be a comedy horror movie. You could make a big statement about mermaids and women and make a bunch of terrible jokes about fish. So I don't know why you didn't do that. I mean, the movie's, the premise is kind of dumb, kind of unbelievable. You're going to try to push this as a serious horror movie? I think that's a bad move. If you had pushed this as a comedy horror, I'd be 100% on board. I mean, as it stands, I'd kind of watch it if I stumbled across it in a desperate moment looking for something to watch. Definitely before those other 2 projects. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D. and Little Joan. Check us out on the green site, the orange site, and the black site for our other spicier videos. Tomorrow, I will be at the Manchester Library in Manchester, New Jersey at 7 p.m. for my talk on how to hunt the Jersey Devil. So don't miss it. Hope to see you there. We'll see you